All right, what's up, guys? So I wanted to quickly cover with you the solar closer framework. Okay, this framework is essentially a list of checkpoints that you need to have in every single consultation or appointment, whether in home or virtual, that are going to give you the highest likelihood of actually bringing home the business, closing the business, earning the business the same day. So let's start off with number C. The first thing that you want to make sure that you're doing, obviously, is clarifying why you were there. Every customer's needs are different. Every customer's wants are different. How warm or cold each customer is also is vastly different from one person to the next. So at some point in that immediate introduction, again, rather on the phone or in the home, again, virtual or in person, you want to make sure that you take time to clarify with the customer, hey, what made you book the consultation today? What's your goal with looking into solar? What is the absolute best case scenario for our time today? Right? Asking these things up front will increase the chances that you and the customer are on the same page. And it's very important, obviously, that you're on the same page as the customer in order to be able to serve that customer and, again, earn that business today. So while as one customer, you might be, consultation number 3 or 4, and they just didn't like the other guys. They were fine with the price, but they didn't like the warranties, or maybe vice versa, right? Or you're number one and they plan to get a lot, or you're number one and they're just really early in the looking process. Doesn't really matter, right? It's more important for you to know where you stand so that you can strategize on how to best, again, serve that customer and then hopefully earn the business that day. But if you don't clarify and find a way to be on the same page as far as why you're there today, then obviously you're going to go through your process and you're going to feel like you're doing your thing only to be blindsided towards the end for them to then divulge that information to you. Oh, well, you're number one and we want to get 3 quotes, or, we were just curious about this and we actually were, are going to move, or whatever the case might be, right? So clarify why you were there on that call or sitting at their kitchen table before you go too far into your presentation. Number 2, label. You want to label and confirm them with a problem. In my personal opinion, this is the biggest thing, the biggest reasons most solar people leave money on the table, because they do not label and confirm with their customers what the actual problem is. What do I mean by that? So I cannot give you the cure to cancer if you don't have cancer or don't feel like you have cancer, right? So sales is very much problem solution orientated, right? You have a problem. My product is the solution. This is why I'm going to sell you my product, and this is why you're going to pay for it. Solar, and the thing that a lot of solar salespeople, mainly newer people, do wrong is we understand the benefits. We know it's great for the environment. We know that it's cost effective. We know that the customer essentially is going to get more money than they're actually investing into it, right? The customer doesn't know that. The customer does not need solar. At the end of the day, they do have the utility company. Even if they're charging them too much and they're sneaking in fees and doing all these things and it's unreliable, at the end of the day, that is already working for them and they don't have to do anything to have it, right? You have to confirm with the customer what the problem is. And when you're doing your discovery and when you're asking them, clarifying why you're there, okay, you want to look in to see what pricing is, right? You want to see if you can get it a little bit cheaper, right? You have to dive a little bit deeper to see, well, why are you looking to get a cheaper utility bill? What's wrong with this escalating bill? It seems like a dumb question, and you don't want to ask them, obviously any stupid questions that might like deviate the consultation. But you need to essentially get to the person, your customer, to a place where they're opening up about, well, we're tired of this escalating bill. It's eating at my pockets. My husband or my wife is in between jobs. The kids are starting high school or starting college. We really need to look into save money. We're trying to go on vacation, whatever the case may be. And after you've done enough discovery on why they want a cheaper bill, or why they want to save money, or why they want to add equity into the home, or all three, then you can present that and package that problem back to the customer and get a mutual agreement that they have a problem. If you do not get a mutual agreement that they have a problem, when you present the numbers to them later and you go, hey, I beat your bill by $50. We got a production guarantee. Everything's matched under warranty for 25 years. I've met all your needs. Are you ready to sign up today? And they tell you they still want to think about it and look around. It's because they don't feel like they have a migraine, right? They feel like they might just have a little bit of a headache. If I have a headache, I can continue working all day, no problem. I can power right through it. It is what it is. I'll drink more water. But if I have a migraine, it doesn't matter what's going on. I have to get a solution to fix that because it is just pulsating. And when you label and confirm the problem with the customer throughout your presentation, you start to build a massive migraine because the problem starts off here. Lower bill or higher bills, needing to save money for husband or wife, needing to save money for kids, for car or vacation. And then we take them through the presentation and we see how this small problem you have now is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger over time if you don't do something now. The rebates are here now. The incentives are here now. Now is the time to avoid this problem that you have now that is about to go into a massive problem and make all of these things worse. You cannot do that unless you label and confirm that customer with the problem. Overview. So you want to overview their past pain, right? So you want to take some time to go, okay, you guys have been here for 11 years. Obviously, we've seen the bill go up and up and up. Just out of curiosity, what have you guys done in the past to help reduce those bills? And they'll go, we started to switch to LED light bulbs. I go around the house after the kids and I'm turning off all the lights, like all these type of different things, right? Ultimately, what you want to do in that situation is you want to empathize with what they've done. Obviously, you want to notate that they were doing things, that they've made an effort so that you can further stress that this is a problem, okay? We've acknowledged that this is a problem. We've acknowledged that you've done things in the past to try to reduce or eliminate this problem that they haven't worked, right? And then it's your job in that moment to start to explain to them how it's not their fault. They were just missing a piece. The piece is you and the solution that you're going to present to that customer, which is solar here that day, right? S, so sell. We want to sell them the dream. What does that mean? It basically means you want to tell a story of a previous customer. You basically want to lay out how solar works, but you want to tie it in a story to where the demographic, the bills, etc., are very similar or identical to this customer. The reason that storytelling is so powerful in sales is because it allows the customer to not feel like they're sold. It allows the customer to listen and visualize what you're saying from an unbiased standpoint, right? If anybody calls me or approaches me or you or I, just as normal people, with a pitch of some sort, we traditionally kind of have a natural guard up, right? We want to see, is it authentic? We want to see, is this person authentic? We want to see if this product works. Is it for me? Or is this person just trying to make a sale? But when we tell stories and it goes from, hey, this is what I'm going to, provide for you today versus this is how this worked for someone else. We listen to those stories a lot different and we're able to take those in and digest them a lot more seriously than we would a normal pitch. So sell them the dream. You want to tell them what it's going to be like to be able to get our product without paying any installation fees, without paying any down payment, without having to do any work throughout the installation process, right? Our company takes care of all HOA conversations. We take care of permitting, engineering, and designing. We will update you on a weekly basis with emails and text messages to keep you in the loop the entire time so that you don't have to do any work at all. We take all of the legwork out. We don't charge you anything up front. You're going to get a rebate from us, the utility company, and you're also going to be able to take care of that federal tax credit, right? So instead of telling them, hey, this is what you're going to get, I'm going to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson were able to accomplish A, B, and C, and this is how it worked for them. I hope we can do the same for you today, but I'm not sure I'm going to do my best, right? So storytelling, sell them the dream so that they can visualize how this process is going to work for them. And when they visualize a story, they're processing their emotions just like we do when we watch a movie, right? Very, very powerful. Sell them the dream. So explain away their concerns. This part is mostly about objections and objection handling, right? So you want to address any objections that they might have around price, around delay, around decision making, and isolate that objection and overcome that objection as needed. Hopefully throughout the presentation before you get to the numbers. But even then, if you've gained that customer's rapport, trust, and likability by the time you are presenting those numbers, objection handling will be a lot easier for you. So explain away their concerns. Again, ideally do this throughout the presentation. You want to check the box on any of the major concerns that people have when going solar throughout the presentation, not when you ask for the sale. And then lastly, you want to reiterate their decision. You want to remind them of what they were trying to avoid, how this decision accomplishes their goals, and that how will now be on a better path because of the decision they made today. The sale does not stop after they say yes and they sign docs. You have to keep that high vibration around that decision like obviously through the three-day right of rescission. But if you want to be elite and stay in this industry for a long time, you want to keep it up for or all the way past PTO, right? So right after we close that deal, you want to remind them, hey, I know you guys tried X, Y, and Z in the past and didn't work for you. I'm really glad the design and the offset and the numbers that we're really able to put together the perfect package that makes you guys happy today, because now when it goes to summer, you'll be able to save for X, Y, and Z. Now that you have solar, you'll be able to do, A, B, and C, and we won't have to deal with the utility company anymore. We won't have to deal with the sneaky rates anymore. We won't have to deal with the bills catching up on us as we're trying to get back on our feet now that we've made the decision to go solar. Reiterate their decision, reiterate their decision, reiterate their decision. You ideally want to do this in different ways over the course of the next 3 days, not only because they have a cancellation period, but because when you leave the home, they're going to get cold feet, right? The reason they chose to go solar is because of you, because of your energy on that call, because of your energy in their presence. And when you leave, your energy goes, and all of a sudden it sets in, and they're like, man, what the hell did I just do? Like, we just spent 40 grand. Like, we don't know about the solar stuff. Like, is it legit? Has it been around? Like, I've read some bad stories. Their protective mind starts to settle in. And so they need periodic checkpoints from you, from us, from the company, on why that decision is going to solve their problems and how they're on a better path to doing it. And by not doing it, they're going to obviously stay on track to get things that they no longer want. So that's my quick training for today. Closer framework. Let's quickly cover over the framework. Clarify. Number one, why did you guys schedule the consultation with me today? How can I be of help? What is the best case scenario for this appointment today, right? We want to see if they say things like, we were interested in pricing. We wanted to see, how you guys operate, what the warranties are like. We've been looking at it for a while, for a long time. We just want to find a solid company, right? Clarifying is the first step to figuring out essentially how hot or cold are these people. Number two, label and confirm their current problem. Make sure it's one thing for you to know that they have a problem. And obviously you get there and they're like, our bills are $400, $500, $600, whatever. And it might seem obvious that that's a problem, but you need to say it out loud and get a mutual agreement with the customer. So it sounds like we're paying on average $400 per month. And we would like to see if we can go solar without any money up front, get some equity, get some rebates back, and then be on a better path to obviously paying a lot less for our power. Does that sound about right? Right? Get them to agree, mutual agreements. I'm very big on that. Overview. So you want to overview their past paying. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, what did you guys do to kind of eliminate that utility bill in the past or reduce that in the past? Well, I bought a new energy efficient refrigerator. We got a new AC. We switched to LED light bulbs. We've done all these things, and we saw small dips in our energy usage. But our bill is pretty much staying the same because the rates are going way up. Not your fault, Mr. Homeowner. You didn't have the information that although you switch those things, the energy company is also charging you more at the same time. So really, you just kind of spend a ton of money and you're not getting any return on that investment. No worries. Solar is going to cap you in so that you don't pay $1 more or a penny more than what you're currently paying for power today. S, sell the dream. So I'm going to tell a story. Hey, man, the last time that I sat with a family that was also paying about $350 per month for their power, when they went solar and they went solar with Rebus, they didn't pay anything out of pocket. So my company, unlike other companies, we take care of all installation fees. There is no down payment. You'll never write a check or swipe a debit card or hand me any cash unless you just really think I'm handsome and you like me. Joke, haha. But we take care of all of the financial obligations up front. The only thing that you guys will ever have to pay is just a much cheaper bill for power than you're paying now. Does that make sense, right? Sell them the dream of what it's going to be like to go solar with you. E, explain away their concerns. Explain away their concerns about price. Make it make sense. Show them the ROI. Show them the buyback period. Show them the difference of what they're currently about to spend over the next 20 years with their utility company, with and without inflation. Then show them what they're paying capped with solar, obviously for the total package price, and then also put those monthly payments side by side so that it is a no-brainer to them, right? And then lastly, want to reiterate why this is a great decision for them and their family. Before this, we tried X, Y, and Z and it wasn't working. where you are financially trying to get in a better spot. We're trying to save for a car. We're trying to save on vacation, right? And now that we're going solar, we're going to have some extra rebate money in our pocket. We're going to have a much cheaper bill for power, and it's going to allow our family to be on a much better financial footprint leading into this next year. Congratulations. This is a very smart move for your family. I'm really glad we were able to make this deal work for you guys. Right. So that's my framework for today. A super quick closing training for you guys. I hope it works out. Let me know how it goes.